The inevitable has happened. Laverne, Donatella, no, let me do this properly. Laverne, Rosetta, Shanice, Donatella, Jose. See, I've got it. She has withdrawn from Miss South Africa 2023. Now, in a previous video that I did discussing this whole Laverne situation, you know, the bullying accusations, all of that, I said that Laverne is going to get out of, or you know, be excluded from Miss South Africa in some way. Initially, I thought that they would quiet quits on her and just, you know, basically eliminate her by means of not letting her go into the next phase of competition. But surprisingly, Laverne has made a statement saying that she has withdrawn from Miss South Africa. The Miss South Africa organization also made a statement after initially keeping quiet on the situation and saying that they had no comment on the situation. They have apparently seen the light and made a statement that they are firmly against bullying, and they hope that Laverne can, you know, go through healing in this next phase of whatever. Laverne, on the other hand, her statement sort of irked me, and I will put it on the screen here. She has talked about the fact that she herself has been a victim of bullying, I suppose earlier in life, before she herself became a high school bully, perhaps in primary school. I know a lot of people go through bullying during primary school, specifically that phase between the ages of 11 and 13. That's when I experienced the most bullying. And let me just tell you, as someone who was severely, I'm not even gonna joke with you guys, severely bullied during primary school from grade 5 to grade 7, you will not find a single person in the world who can accuse me of being a bully during school years or even beyond. Because I think if you are the type of person who did or who has experienced severe bullying, then you just can't do it. You become sort of a floater who just gets along with every single person later on in school when you're not being bullied anymore. And so for me, it was so strange that Laverne basically talked about the fact that she herself was a victim of bullying and thus she became a bully. But then again, a lot of people also talk about the fact that hurt people. Still, I don't think it's an excuse. A lot of you guys have been wondering whether or not the top 12, which is now a top 11, will be filled in with a contestant who was in the top 30 but then didn't end up making the top 12, such as, of course, my queen, Barbara Moagi. And sad to say, guys, I don't think that will happen. I think the Miss South Africa organization just wants to get this whole Laverne bullying thing out of the way. That's why they released such a short and sort of generic statement, and they just want to be done with it. And I don't think they're going to be bringing back any other contestants. So unfortunately, we're going to be stuck with a top 11. And then also, right, the thing with crown chasers, apparently there are still going to be eliminations and things like that. Like I said in my previous video, I think Laverne would probably have been one of the first to go. So we'll have to see. We may end up with a top 7 or top 6 or whatever on stage at the finals. Or even our whole top 11. I don't know. We'll have to see. Guys, but with Laverne's bullying accusations and the statement that she made, she really didn't apologize to any of her victims. And I know there are going to be a lot of you who are going to say, yes, but she did these things back in 2018. That's so long ago. That's not so long ago. It's not long ago though. Like I've said before, I probably have canned food in my house at this very moment, older than 5 years. Okay, I know that's disgusting, but it's true. It's not so long ago. 2018 to me feels like yesterday. And I don't think there's such a big difference between the person that you are, you know, 5 years apart from each other in terms of whether or not you find joy and some sort of fulfillment in being mean or bullying other people. And I don't like the fact that she blames, or not, she doesn't blame, but she tries to contextualize her behavior by saying that she herself was a victim of bullying. Well, then you know how it must feel, and I don't think that anyone who truly went through that would even think about doing something like that. I couldn't. And so it did annoy me a bit that she didn't really apologize or acknowledge any of her victims in any way. She also didn't deny anything, so it's true. That she recognizes that she did all of this, but yet she doesn't go out of her way to apologize to anyone specifically, which I don't think is the right way to go about things. But then she tries to contextualize her behavior by saying that, oh no, I myself was a victim of bullying, which again is something that I don't like, because this really isn't about you. But then again, her whole statement could probably not be her own words, and she and the Miss South Africa organization might have been scheming for days or weeks since these allegations came out as to what they were going to do and say exactly. The article written about her quitting is like 3 paragraphs long, so it's pretty obvious to me that they don't want too much information coming out about this situation. What I did love about the article is that they did state that in 2020, of course, one of the top 35 candidates, Bianca Scumbi, had to resign due to her racist tweets that were uncovered, which fair enough as well. But I don't think that was a big deal, but this is an even bigger deal because Laverne got into the top 12, And I think it's very interesting that the Miss South Africa organization, the way they handle scandal, wow, listen to me rhyming. The way the Miss South Africa organization deals with scandal to me is always so interesting, because they just try to take as much emphasis away from the scandal as possible. Now, yes, this is going to be, I think, the end of this situation. I don't think we're going to hear anything about it again. A lot of you guys still believe that Laverne perhaps didn't deserve this. But with the way that she has responded and the wording of her, it wasn't an apology. It was an explanation. It was basically a contextualization of what she was doing. I'm not so sure that it was unfair of her to go through this, because she still hasn't really acknowledged the fact that she probably deeply hurt and scarred people. She didn't deny the fact that she was a bully. She only said, listen, I was bullied myself, and for that reason I became a bully, and oh, I hope I can heal, and oh, poor me. That's the vibes. That's the vibes that her statement was giving. But she is out of the running now. A lot of people also said that, she didn't choose to withdraw on her own. She was probably told, she was probably... Oh, let me just move my legs because they're dying here on the floor. What I probably think happened is the Miss South Africa organization said, listen, we'll let you have some dignity, okay? We can say that you withdrew, and then we don't have to say that we forced you. We don't have to say that we kicked you out of the top 12. We'll let you go with some dignity and decide to at least look like you decided to do this yourself, which is probably the case, and which was also probably the case back in 2020 with Bianca Scumbi. The Miss South Africa organization, doesn't now want to make a scandal and make it look like they are going to be kicking girls left and right. Odds are they probably sat down with Laverne and said, listen, we can't be dealing with this. You need to go and sort this out. So here's a little thing that you can sign that says that you have resigned. They probably worked on her, to resign with a very soft touch. Otherwise, like I mentioned in my video before, if the Miss South Africa organization just decided to kick Laverne out without even sitting down and talking to her first and, you know, handling her with care, then she would probably have grounds to sue. So yes, I do think the Miss South Africa organization initiated Laverne's resignation, if I can put it that way. But now I want to know from you guys, do you think that Laverne should have resigned? Because to be honest, guys, she was never going to win. She might have had a chance to win when the top 12 was first announced, but the moment these bullying accusations started coming out, and there were plenty, she was never going to be Miss South Africa, because we couldn't have a bully, we couldn't have a racist as Miss South Africa in 2020, and we couldn't have a bully as Miss South Africa in 2023, guys. And yes, so I definitely think that her resigning might have been the best course of action. And of course, you know, the Miss South Africa organization allowing her the dignity of saying that she chose to withdraw. And of course, the Miss South Africa organization covering their own butts in the process by, you know, probably having her sign something that said that she respectfully withdrew so that she can't come back later and accuse them of this, this and that, and, you know, lawsuits and all of that. This is the best outcome, I think, for everybody. I think that the victims, they probably, you know, them coming out was obviously an act of revenge. We can be honest there. A lot of you guys feel this way. You feel that, you know, only coming out after 5 years and then trying to make this girl's life now difficult by having her not be Miss South Africa. Yes, it was probably an act of revenge, let's be honest. But I think that they will probably be satisfied now that Laverne has withdrew. I shouldn't laugh, because it isn't funny. If Laverne really wanted to be Miss South Africa, you know, it is a bit sad that this happened, but also you have to keep your actions in mind if you don't know whether or not you want to be a public figure or whether or not you want to be a role model or Miss South Africa by the age of 18. You know, only 5 years ago she was bullying these people, you know, then I don't know what to tell you. That's a character thing. And that's my whole thing with Laverne's apology excuse statement also, is she's trying to contextualize her behavior by telling us that she was bullied, also that she was also a victim of bullying. But, you know, the accusations levied against her stretch so far back. There was someone saying that she beat up a girl in primary school even. So when exactly was she bullied? I don't know. At home? I don't know. I'm not going to even speculate on that. But my thing is, the things that she was accused of doing is not just, it's not small. It's very confrontational and violent and kind of scary. And I think that is more of a character thing. I don't want her to blame her intrinsic character flaws and characteristics that she has as a person on the fact that she might have been bullied somewhere in her life. Because a lot of us were bullied. Most people get bullied. A lot of people get bullied in primary school especially. And you know what? Most people don't end up being bullies. So I don't think that she can blame the fact that she might have been bullied, right? I'm not gonna deny her perception of her life story and reality. She might have been bullied. She very well might have. But most people, Laverne, are bullied and they don't end up becoming bullies, especially not severe bullies in the way that she was. So that's my take on that. And with her whole statements, I definitely think it's fair that she was kicked out of Miss South Africa. And I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree and say that, well, she deserved a chance and she might have changed, and she might very well have. But that's the thing that you have to keep in mind. when you are being mean to people. Don't make enemies, because you never know. This is something that we learn from a very young age. It's not like none of us know that in the future our actions might have consequences. I'm sorry, we all have to deal with the consequences of our actions. And now to come and say that, oh, poor Laverne, her dream of becoming Miss South Africa is taken away from her. Yes, that's just it. Someone might dream of becoming a lawyer or a doctor or something, but if you murder someone, you will end up in jail and not get to fulfill your dream. Someone might dream of becoming Miss South Africa, but they make racist tweets 8-9 years earlier. I'm sorry, those are the consequences of your actions, and that's something that we all have to learn and live with as functioning adults in society. So no, I don't have much sympathy for Laverne's situation. I really don't, because she is now just living the reality that every other single person in the world has to live with, which is your actions have consequences. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. This video is not going to be edited much, and I do have to warn you guys, I'm going on vacation to South Africa. It's more like a family trip and things, and some stuff might come out, some news in the pageant world or whatever, so I might have to film some very, unedited videos while there, because I'm not going to have my big old PC with my software and everything, so I might just have to film on my phone and post. So please bear with me during these next 2 weeks when I'm going to South Africa, because a lot of my videos might be unedited. If anything major happens, obviously, then I do have to do this. So let me know what you guys think about this Laverne situation. I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.